Yo, Tommy T, Tommy T.
Hey everybody, yo everybody.
How you doing there? Good?
I'm doing okay, buddy.
All right, all right. I was
We got yes, exactly the right time. Okay, let's go, buddy.
where are you? Like I can't see you. You're like I see your mouth. That's it.
Wait a second.
Yeah, you got to get down there a little bit there.
Wait a second. There we go. There we go. Yes.
Where are you? There? No, there you are. There you
You
are.
got me?
Yeah, I got you. You're in there. We're all set here. Okay, so this is good. So before you were on, I had this little funny thing I kept playing on a reel. This big a sweaty guy in a sauna drinking a beer.
That was the first thing I saw. I was like, what is that?
I love that guy. I mean, he could be us in about 10 years maybe, but he's very relaxed and he's just hanging out and just sipping the beer in the sauna, and I think it fits us. I mean, I love saunas, you know, and I just think having the beer in the sauna, and he just doesn't even care. Like you look at him, like I'll show him real quick again. Like look at his body. Look at him. Look at that body.
No, he doesn't care.
He doesn't care. He's got no worries. He's like, I'm going to watch Thursday night football, the Cowboys and the Saints. I'm going to put away like 24 of these things, and I don't even care. I don't care what you think of me. I don't care what you think about my body. I'm just going to sit here and have fun watching Thursday night football, and I'm going to have some brews. So I got to do little particulars quickly, Tommy, and then we're going to get into the Cowboys Saints. It's a big Thursday night football game. But I got to do our little pay the bills kind of thing here. So yo, y'all, we're Old One It Sweats. I'm Barry D, and this is my buddy Tommy T, and this is our program. 3, 2, 1, action. This program is brought to you by our Cajun brothers, who are very tense tonight at Boo Crew Media because the Saints are home in NOLA, and they got to be nervous because they're almost out of the playoffs. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen here. It's good for my Vikings that they lose, but I'm going to try to root for them a little bit more today. But again, our program, maybe after today, it's not going to be brought to you by Boo Crew Media after what I just said, but we appreciate Boo Crew Media presenting us, and of course, Hornitos. And our Hornitos, here's to the shot takers.
Got it.
A shot worth taking. Oh, you got yours?
I got my Hornitos, yes.
I have my bottle again.
Okay. Oh, you got the bottle.
Yeah, I go right to the. When you're this old, you don't need a shot glass. Who's measuring when you get to our age? Who's measuring anything? Okay, and of course, in addition, we would like to thank. What's that?
Going back to finish the thing, and then we'll.
In addition, we'd obviously love to thank DraftKings for sponsoring us. Today's our Thursday night football DraftKings special. Remember, go to DraftKings, deposit $5, make a minimum of $1 bet to win up to $100 to $200 in free bets. Use the promo code O.M.I.S. up there, all capital letters. Use your cap lock button. This is something you could use your cap lock button for, O.M.I.S. Please do that. And during the game, we're going to make our picks before the game. We're going to do a couple prop bets before the game. We're going to make our picks before the game. And then during game, Tommy and I are going to go back and forth and see where things stand and go ahead and pop in some in-game live betting because we're whizzes on that too. I think last time I was like 2-0 on I had Tyson Hill. I had something else. I'm like awesome on it. So we're going to get into that later. So all you sweaties out there, please go into the live comments, comment. Follow us on all the social media platforms and the podcast platforms and the video platforms. And that's at Old Men in Sweats. Okay, so Tommy, what do you think? Like, so we got the game here. I'm on Fox. What are you on? You on NFL Network?
I'm on the NFL Network. I was going back and forth. The NFL, but I think it's the same pregame show. So I think it's exactly the same.
All right, so we'll get a little surf and turf here. I'll do Fox. And you're going to do NFL Network. We're going to do a little surf and turf action here.
Yeah, it's the same. Yeah, it's exactly the same. So,
yeah, I got Terry Bradshaw.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into it. So let's just pre this game here. What are you thinking off the top of your head? Cowboys Saints tonight.
Taysom Hill is the starting quarterback tonight. He hasn't played in a few weeks because he's got a partially torn plantar fascia.
Oh, in the foot.
Yeah, the plantar fascia is the muscle underneath, right over the whole muscle that runs the whole length of the bottom of your foot. Now, here's the thing with the partially torn. But here's the thing with the partially torn plantar fascia, buddy. It's sometimes they say it's better if it gets completely torn.
Why?
Because they say that you can play with it if you can manage the pain. If you can manage the pain, you can actually play with it better if it's completely torn. It's a crazy thing. So Hill's is partially torn. So he's basically got a torn ligament on the bottom of his foot. So he's in a lot of pain. He's been practicing this week. So, and the other thing is, obviously, they're desperate. They lost 4 in a row, and they got this guy Trevor Siemian playing quarterback, the old Denver Broncos quarterback. So he's not very good. He's a backup. Yeah. Like you can't play multiple games with a backup. Remember, I always tell you this: you can get by 1 or 2 games with a backup, maybe. Everyone rallies around them.
Yeah.
But when you're at 4 or 5 games with a backup, you're done. So they're desperate. They're putting in Taysom Hill, an injured quarterback, because their whole season's on the line tonight.
But I got to ask you about that, because I was wondering about that. Because so let's go backwards a little, because all Saints fans want to talk about Drew Brees. Every second they want to talk about Drew Brees. I mean, they love Drew Brees. They should love Drew Brees. But I'm confused. I think I have an idea here. The Saints had chances in 2 drafts to pick a number 1 quarterback in the first round. I think they picked up like a guy at Notre Dame and then a guy at Mississippi State. I don't even know where those guys are. Remember in the last 2 years?
Ian Book is on his name is Ian Book.
He's on the team.
It's a terrible name for a quarterback. Ian Book.
Yeah, I don't even get that. Yeah. But he's on the team.
Yeah.
And what about the guy from Mississippi State that I think was picked a year before?
I don't know that guy.
He was late. He was really late. I don't even remember his name. But those 2 guys haven't become anything, even if that guy in Mississippi State's still there, which I don't even think he is. But the Notre Dame guys, where is he on the depth chart? He's
3rd. So he's been 3rd. I think the last 2 weeks, the Ian Book was the backup quarterback, because I think Taysom Hill was the emergency backup. So I think that he was like some 3rd string emergency.
And that's only because of Taysom Hill's injury.
Yeah, Taysom Hill would be the starter. With Jameis Winston out, Taysom Hill would no doubt be the starter. But he's been injured. He's going to play injured tonight, which, you give him a big needle in the bottom of the foot, and he's huge. He's as big as a tight end. He's a good runner, not a very good passer, but you never know.
Is that needle in the foot safe? I'm being facetious or whatever you call it.
I don't even know if they're going to give him a needle in the foot.
But I'm getting at. It's like, is that
no, it's not safe.
A lot of needles going on today. But anyway, so I want to say something. But I think this is what the Saints did. And no Saints fans are going to like this, because they all loved Jameis Winston. And I think he was a stopgap. And they didn't play it like he was a stopgap. They brought him there, and we got all the confidence in him, and he's going to be our quarterback. And that guy, like I said before, he's like Stevie Wonder throwing the ball. He throws it to the wrong team all the time, that guy. He was famous for that in Tampa Bay. He was ridiculous. And I think they brought him in, and I know the Saints fans were like excited, and because the Saints were portraying this like he was going to be the man. He's the man. We're going to use him. And I think all along he was a stopgap until they were just going to put Hill in, which I agree. I think he should be in.
Well, that in the last week or so, they signed Hill to this ridiculous contract that can pay him somewhere in the neighborhood of $40 million if he continues with the quarterback, running back, tight end, utility guy role, or if he elevates to the full-time starting quarterback and he meets, like, I guess there's like really high
the incentives.
High bonus incentives.
Yeah.
I guess if he meets those bonus incentives, the contract jumps up to $90 million.
So do you agree with me? Do you think it was, because it seems like the Saints were selling a bill of goods with Winston? They weren't saying right off the bat, he's coming in, he's going to play till Hill's ready. They were like, he's our guy, he's coming in, and all the Saints fans were all jacked up about it. He's going to be great, and he did good. They beat the Bucs the first game, and everything looked good. But I knew that the other part of that guy, I didn't want him to get hurt. But sooner or later, his play was not going to be.
Yeah, Jameis Winston never seemed like the kind of quarterback that Sean Payton would like.
No.
Well, and also, I mean, it's really not fair to Jameis Winston, because the only relationship that we really know is Sean Payton and Drew Brees. So Drew Brees was good before Payton got him. When Payton got Drew Brees, he was damaged goods. He had that seriously injured shoulder. That's how New Orleans got him. So, sometimes it's really not fair. I mean, did Drew Brees make Sean Payton, or did Sean Payton make Drew Brees? Because they're both so highly regarded. They probably made each other. So no one ever thought that. Why would Sean Payton want a guy that threw 30 interceptions? Like, you know,
that's what I mean. It never made sense. And everybody in New Orleans, I think, was so desperate to get the next guy in there because out of fear that they were just like overly excited with him. So I don't want to say it's good he got hurt, but I think the exit was due. But now I'm a little worried that Hill is not healthy enough to really play.
You know, if Winston doesn't get hurt, the Saints aren't losing 4 in a row. Like he was playing well. That's what you can do.
I'll give you that.
They're not losing 4 in a row. They're not coming into this game desperate. I mean, what are they? They're 5-6. I think they're 5-6. Right?
Yeah,
we're 5-2. They're not coming into this game 5-6. There's no way, because they did have a quarterback that could get the ball down the field. But the other problem with the Saints have is their star receiver hasn't played in 2 years now, Michael Thomas. So, you know, Michael Thomas has been out 2 years. He played 1 or 2 games last year. So you can't take a starting wide receiver out of your star wide receiver out of your lineup for 2 years and overcome that. And Kamara's been out most of the year. So they've had a ton of injuries. If this team is healthy, they're going to be 8-3, or they're going to be 7-4 at worst. This is just an injured team. That's why
I get you. Yeah, they're 5-6. I mean, I get you, but that's cliche too. Like you know, of course, you know, if you're healthy, it's always going to be better. You know, if you tear your pec off your bone, or you tear your bottom of your foot, it's going to be bad.
They're showing. I think they're showing Taysom Hill's feet right now. They're showing his feet. They got the camera right on his feet. It's hilarious. Like okay, yeah, big deal. Like you know, it's all jacked up. They got something injected in there. They got him taped all up. I mean, it will be good. But the thing about that guy, he's a running guy. He's a movement guy. And like you said, maybe they should just cut him. Maybe it should be like Rocky. Maybe it's like Rocky in the corner. And he's going, Mick, just caught me. Just caught me, Mick. Just caught me. I mean, maybe just cut that tendon. Just cut it. Because you said, I started the show by saying that it's, you know, I've heard that it's better if you tear the tendon completely. That, you know, everyone's either saying that guy's an idiot, or they're Googling it and trying to find out, because that I vaguely remember that being talked about, not in this situation, but I remember that being talked about in the past, where if that tendon is fully torn, it's not as bad as this partial tear.
That might make sense if you think of any tendon or ligament, like even an ACL. If it's partially tore and you're working on it, it's probably going to hurt more than if it's just like I tore my ACL when we were playing hoops at the Beverly Hills YMCA when I planted to go. Yeah. And that basketball court you would think would be the best basketball court in the nation, YMCA wise. You think it'd be all waxed up. It was so dusty, and my leg just went out from under me. But I swear I never fixed that ACL.
Well, because your ACL was partially torn, though. It wasn't completely.
No, separate. I fully tore that thing.
It fully tore? Okay.
I fully tore it, and I told the doctor. My doctor was the USC football he did all the operations for USC football. Yeah. And he goes, if you're not going to play competitively, which you really don't at the YMCA, he put me down. He goes, you really don't play competitive basketball at the YMCA. And he goes, and if you go do a pickup game somewhere, like you're rolling dice in the alley, that's not competitive either. He goes, so what activities do you like to do? Just regular activities. I go, I like to ski. He goes, well, you're going to snowboard because you got to be on one board. If you're on 2 boards, you'll just tear the other ACL. But he goes, you could be like John Elway. He goes, you could tear your ACL and never fix it. John Elway, a lot of people don't know that. He tore that thing at Stanford. He never fixed that thing, you know.
No, he played with the brace. Well, I tore my
No ACL. One knows that.
I had a complete reconstruction. I had mine fixed.
Oh, yeah, you went all the way through it.
I tore mine, and it was completely severed. And my doctor also was like this was way back in the early 90s. My doctor also was advanced. So by the time he did the surgery with me, up until then, they were putting you in a hip to ankle cast. When they repaired your ACL back then, they would put you in a full length cast for like 6 months for it to heal. But by the time I had the surgery, they started my rehab the next day. So I woke up. Oh
yeah, you were right on aggressively.
I woke up from the surgery, and when I woke up in the room from the surgery, my leg was on some kind of machine, and my leg was going back and forth. So he had my leg moving immediately after the surgery, and he had me up on crutches the next day.
That must have been weird waking up like that in a bed. I would have like wondered like, where am I at a carnival like at night, and someone put me in the back of the fun house and they got me on a machine.
Like he ran the whole surgery process through, but he didn't tell me what it would be like when I woke up back in a room, you know, and I woke up and my leg was moving. Like,
all right, so let's say that I don't know this. We got to get a doctor on the show. So Elway, you know, he tore his ACL and then he wore the Don Joy brace the rest of his life. I don't think a lot of people know that. I think people just thought he wore that because his knee bothered him.
Yeah, he had a well, his ACL was completely non-existent.
Done. Yeah, and he had to wear it because he didn't want to hyperextend again. Yeah. So this operation, this foot thing, you got to go see the footman. What's he called? The doctor.
The footman, the podiatrist.
Yeah, you got to go see him. So what's this operation like? Is it easy to come away with playing again, or is this something you got to wait till the end of the season? I mean, we're already
he's not dealing with this. He's not going to deal with this during the year unless it gets worse. I mean, unless it does completely tear. I think right now he's in the process of just managing the pain.
It's manageable.
Yeah, I think that's what they're doing.
So an ACL isn't manageable. Even an ACL, if you're not going to fix it, you're not going to be playing for a bit.
John Elway should have fixed his ACL.
I don't know why he didn't.
I mean, at some point, one of the seasons where Denver was eliminated early, he should have fixed his ACL. By then, the rehab wasn't going to be a year-long rehab. It would have been 6 months or 8 months. I mean,
I don't get it either. He's a pro. Like, I think what the doctor was trying to say to me, you don't make money doing this. You're not a basketball player for money. Yeah. You're not playing football for money. You're not even playing tiddlywinks for money. So he was like, you don't got to do this. But Elway, it was weird that he never, I'd love to ask him why, because he could have got it done. I don't understand.
The other thing is, think about the arthritis that he has right now in his knee. I mean, through his entire body. I mean, those NFL players, they got to be in agony. Elway doesn't. When you see Elway the last few years, you know, as the president of the Broncos, he doesn't look like he's in any kind of good health. He himself in shape. So he's carrying around 30 or 40 extra pounds easily. That you know, with no ACL in your knee, you imagine the kind of pain he's in.
And he's got the bad fingers. He does that commercial for that thing.
Yeah, he's got
for your finger. The gang is like he could do good gang signs now, Elway. Like you know, like but he's got that. He does that commercial. He's all battered up. Okay, so let's switch gears a little bit. I wanted to say one more thing about New Orleans. I had to say this today, and I'm only going to put this in quickly because I think it's important to the NOLA people. And because I just before we went on, I saw breaking news. And I just got to say this really quick, then I want to get back to football. I want to talk about the Cowboys, obviously, next. You know, so Zion, his foot, again, it hurts. His surgical foot is hurt again.
You mean Zion?
Yeah, Zion. It bothers him again. It's bothering him again. And I'm just laughing because, it's like every time you turn around that guy, something's wrong. So now the surgical foot is bothering him again. And you know why it's bothering him? It's real simple. So sometimes these things are simple. It's like really basic stuff. It's like soap and water. It's bothering him because he's eating too much. He's a tub of lard. And he's out there eating the jambalaya and the crawfish and all this other stuff in NOLA, all that great food and the roulade sauce and all that stuff. And he's gaining weight. And Kendra Perkins was on, and Kendra Perkins said the same thing. He goes, I'm a wide man. And he's a wide man. And sooner or later, carrying all that wideness, it can hurt your feet. I mean, this guy had his foot fixed. Someone's going to have to, what they got to do is wire his jaw shut in order to get him through all this, to get this guy playing again, because I don't get it.
What they're saying is that this might be just normal soreness. They're not panicking. They're saying that this might be normal soreness from now starting to work out. They're saying that he hasn't re-injured the foot. They've given the MRIs. They've updated it with all the imaging, and they're saying that there's no new injury. But yeah, I mean, I think.
Where's the dietitian?
First of all, even if Zion is eating well, and apparently he hasn't eaten well this year, but even if he's eating very well and he's working out, he's still not going to be like a sleek, svelte NBA player. He's still going to be a guy that carries around a lot of weight. You know, I don't know if he can get down to 275 anymore, which is where he should be. He should be down. He should really be like 30 or 40 pounds lighter. So I don't know. I mean, I'm sure that that's all they're talking to him about is his diet, and I'm sure that I wouldn't be surprised if the Pelicans they can see his apps and see what he's ordering on Uber Eats at night. I mean,
oh, it's a good idea.
They probably know what he's eating. They probably have a full-time nutritionist and cook working with him. You know what I mean? So at this point, I mean, maybe the inactivity is just stopping him from losing weight. But even if he's eating well, this guy's still going to be borderline too heavy for the NBA. Think about it.
Yeah, he's pudgy.
Yeah.
He's pudgy. I called him a tubble lard. I can't believe I called him. I didn't mean to say that.
I don't think he's a tubble lard, but
Tubble lard? No.
But he's, you know, it's funny, but you should just really have a number in your head with him. I remember when Shaq first came to the Lakers, he was around 300 pounds. When he left the Lakers, he was around 350 pounds or 340 pounds. That's 40 pounds. Like maybe Shaq was 305 when the Lakers got him.
Yeah.
That's 40 pounds.
But Shaq was moving around. Like it didn't matter. That guy still was moving.
I know, but it took its toll. His career was cut short because he had Achilles problems. So
you know what, Williamson? You know what he's like? He's like, remember the movie Stand By Me? He's like a chubbier Jerry O'Connell from Stand By Me.
Well, I think that that Williamson is definitely in danger of blowing his career if he doesn't get his weight under control. Remember John Hot Plate Williams? Remember in the 80s there were two John Williams. There was John Hot Rod Williams, who's from New Orleans. John Hot Rod Williams went to Tulane University, and back in the 80s, Hot Rod, he was a 6'11" center for Tulane. He got caught up in a point shaving scandal. They later proved that he wasn't a part of it. So then they had the other John Williams who went to LSU. He's from Compton. He went to Crenshaw. And he went to LSU, played 2 years at LSU. So they both are from the New Orleans area. They both played college ball in the New Orleans area. Well, Hot Rod Williams went on to like a long career in the NBA, like 10, 12-year career. But John Williams, the other one, the good one, he was 6'6". He could play the whole court. They nicknamed him Hot Plate. Like Google John Hot Plate.
He would eat all the time.
He ate all the time. So Zion is in danger of becoming another Hot Plate Williams.
So I wanted to bring that up because I know there's a lot of Saints fans watching, and there are a lot of people in NOLA and whodatnation, #whodatnation, and #pals, hashtag pro pals. And I had to say that though because it's got to be frustrating, but you know, so this frustration for them has got to be really boiling up tonight. And tonight, like that sports frustration, right? And here you are now tonight. And now the Dallas Cowboys, America's team, one of the most famous franchises in the world, comes into town and everybody loves them. No one doesn't like them. It's weird, like unless you're a Philly fan or a Giant fan, but no one really hates them. It's like everybody loves them. And they have all this flair and all this great history, and they come into town, and they come into town healthy.
No.
Yeah, they got Lamb.
Well, they're healthier, but I mean, they're healthier, but they're missing, I mean, they're still missing a couple of guys, but they're healthier than New Orleans. Everybody's healthier than New Orleans. But here's the thing with the Cowboys. There's one, Tony Montana, years ago in 1982 or whatever that movie was, he named the Cowboys when he was talking about Frank Lopez, and he said he's soft. He's soft. Remember? Yep. Remember Manolo said, come on, man, that's the boss's girl. And he says, the boss and the concha. He said he's soft. The Cowboys are soft.
Really?
No matter who they got. I mean, Micah Parsons, Micah's not soft. That crazy linebacker they got, he's not soft. Everybody else on that team is soft.
Wow.
Their offensive line is soft. The thing about the Cowboys is they've got 7 wins. They can beat teams. They played a lot of teams without their stars.
Well, they play in a crap division, too.
They've only played 2 games in their division.
I know. They're going to get a lot more.
They played Carolina without McCaffrey. They played the Giants without Saquon Barkley. They play everybody without their stars. Now they're playing the Saints without Kamara. They're lucky. But here's the thing with the Cowboys. If you punch them in the mouth, they don't hit you back. They're soft.
That's – whoa.
So you can Google Tony Montana. He's soft.
So they don't have the swagger they used to in the 70s, with the guys on the defensive line. They don't have those.
That swagger was only short-lived. It was only like a 5-7 year period. They won 3 Super Bowls in 4 years. That swagger didn't last long. The history of the Cowboys, with the exception of the 90s team that won those Super Bowls,
their offensive line. Their offensive line was tough.
It was tough. And
they would just push guys around.
Their defense was tough. Their offensive line now, for some reason, people keep talking about them because they got 2 Hall of Famers. They're no good. You can rush the quarterback. Zeke Elliott's gaining 30 yards a game. The Cowboys can be beat. The Saints are injured, so it's going to be a tough call. But this Cowboys team is really soft, and Denver killed them. Denver was beating them 30-0. Kansas City's defense killed them. Kansas City doesn't have a defense.
And the Vikings had them too. The Vikings had them.
Yeah. The Vikings are usually soft too.
Mm-hmm.
The Vikings got a soft quarterback. Oh, yeah. They got a soft coach. They're soft too.
Yeah, the coach is soft too, and he's got a big belly now. It's all soft. It looks like he swallowed a couple of the cornerbacks. I can't stand him. I don't want to talk about
it because the Cowboys when they fired Jason Garrett, they hired the softest looking coach ever. They got the doughboy. Why do you want that guy standing in front of your guys? Your coach can't get in shape.
That's a good point. He
can't lose 25 pounds. I mean, really?
Tom Landry would show up with a suit and a houndstooth hat, and he looked in shape too, though.
He was in shape. He was in shape his whole career.
So Dan Quinn's the intern coach tonight. He looks like a doughboy too.
Yeah, he's in better shape though.
So could Rodgers have been right? Could Aaron Rodgers have been right about that coach?
Well, I don't know. I don't really know. He didn't say much. I don't think he really said much about that coach. I don't think. Well,
what he didn't say, I think was important. You know what I mean? He kind of was like.
But Rodgers didn't get the coach fired. The general manager fired the coach. The front office didn't want that coach anymore. And they got the young guy. The young guy's good. They got a good coach.
So tonight, look at MEB here. It's a rough time. He said it's a rough time in the South.
It's a rough time.
It is. What are you gonna do though?
You're losing your colorful head coach Ed Orgeron, and you got Brian Kelly, who replaced him from Notre Dame. You stole Notre Dame's coach. I don't know how LSU did that. They stole a 60-year-old coach from Notre Dame. So
with money. It was money.
Oh, they got money.
They probably went up the Mississippi River with a bunch of fishing trawlers with all this money on it, and went right up into Chicago, right up into the Great Lakes. And they got up in there, and Kelly was just standing there, and they threw him on the boat, and brought him back down. I mean, I feel.
Listen, though, but Brian Kelly's crazy. He's not coaching at Notre Dame. Notre Dame's not even in a conference. They pick and choose their opponents. They play 4 or 5 games in the ACC. And then they play Navy and Army. They play a bunch of bum teams.
Air Force.
Brian Kelly had it easy at Notre Dame. Easy 8-9 wins every year. At LSU, was he nuts?
Yeah.
He's gonna play Alabama, Florida, Texas A&M.
Crazy. He made up some story because he wants to compete.
He could compete where he was.
I know. It's money. It's about money, and he's obviously not going to say that. All right, so we've got 20 minutes before the game. We're gonna have to get into picks in about 10 minutes. But so you're looking, so Ken Hill on the Saints, can he run it effectively enough tonight without Kamara? I know they've got Ingram, the third. Can they run it effectively enough to set up the pass, or are they just going to fake him out and go pass right off the bat?
Yeah, I don't know. He's not a great passer, but then again, the Cowboys don't have a great pass defense.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking.
Well, Sean Payton's such a good offensive coordinator, such a great football mind. What he's probably going to do is he's probably going to threaten the Cowboys linebackers in the middle of the field, like Leighton Vander Esch, Keanu Neal. The Cowboys linebackers are weak. So he's probably going to find a way to attack them. So that means those quick passes. So if Taysom Hill's going to throw the ball, my guess is it's going to be a lot of those screens and quick passes to see how many tackles they can break in the middle of the field. they're missing Kamara, and they're missing Tony Jones. I don't know. They only got Ingram. I don't know who else they got to run.
They don't have too many. I mean, I don't even know. Like, should they have picked up somebody, a receiver too?
Well, I think they've been trying. I mean, they tried to pick up Odell. I think they were one of the teams that was interested.
Yeah, they needed him or Jackson.
Yeah, I don't know, and you know, and they're missing their 2 tackles.
It's got to be hard.
Aaron Armstead and Ryan Ramczyk, they're missing their 2 tackles. It's crazy.
It's crazy. And Dallas is missing guys, like you said. I didn't want to like just go over what that Dallas is like all full strength. I just meant on offense they're getting back Lamb and they're getting back Cooper, and but they do have those guys right. The defensive line, they got guys out.
Well, DeMarcus Lawrence is going to play for the first time tonight.
He's coming back. Okay, that's huge.
He missed 10 weeks or whatever it is.
That's big.
I don't know how ready he's really going to be. I don't know if you can miss 10 weeks and come back and be right at your top level. But he's back. Yeah. They're missing their other defensive linemen. They got 3 or 4 defensive linemen out hurt. But the Cowboys defense, I don't care. They're not any good. You can
really.
They're no good. The Cowboys are no good. Like if the Saints somehow beat them tonight, the Cowboys' next game is at Washington, and Washington's going to beat them, and the Cowboys are going to be in second place. So the Cowboys need this game. They're playing a terribly injured Saints team. If they don't win this game, the Cowboys aren't winning their division. Like, they're not any good.
Wow. I can't believe that's wild, because the Cowboys are one of those teams that everybody talks about like they're invincible. Every year they talk about it. I mean, doesn't Stephen A. always talk about them and Bayless? They talk about them all the time.
No, Stephen A. hates them.
But Bayless loves them.
Yeah, Bayless jumped ship. Bayless the last 2 weeks, he
did
off them. Like, Bayless loves them, and he says that this team has no heart. Like if you really watch the Cowboys, they don't have any heart. Even Dak Prescott, he's a good guy. He's a good leader. He doesn't come through in the fourth quarter. He ain't bailing you out. He loses all the last 3 games. So the Cowboys are, they ain't winning nothing.
Oh my gosh! So let's get into a few little picks here, because I'm watching the Fox pregame show. It's so boring. They got that little Italian guy. What's that guy? The bald guy, the heavy guy. He's got sneakers on with a suit, which I think is such a bad look.
That's Jay Glazer. He's not Italian. That's Jay Glazer.
Is he Jewish?
He's in terrible shape. He's
terrible shape. Look at him. He's gigantic.
Yeah.
He's got those sneaks on. And who's that skinny, tall, white dude?
Well, that's the new guy. That's the tight end from Carolina.
Oh, that's Olsen. He looks pretty good. He's actually dressed decently.
Well, he just played last year, so he's fresh off the field.
He's got some nice tan shoes on with a blue suit. The key is if he's got a tan belt on. If he's got a black belt on, he doesn't know his ass from a hole in the ground, because your belt's got to match your shoes.
Okay.
And some of these guys don't know that. You think they'd have a stylist styling them.
Yeah.
So and then Terry Bradshaw, he's gigantic too now.
Yeah, no, these guys, and then
he's huge. I watch Bradshaw's reality show with his daughters, and these guys try to go out with his daughters, and they can't get near him because he's a maniac. But I watch him. Every time I watch him on the show, he's like out of breath.
And he's shrunk. Bradshaw shrunk.
He's just like he's always like
6'2" or 6'3". He got little. What happened?
Yeah, the weight. He's like a soccer player. He's like Maradona, like an older Maradona now. So this is the crew. So what happened? This is the crew, Fox crew, huh?
Well, Strahan's not here today, and Howie Long.
Oh, because he's going to space, right?
Is Strahan going to space? Is that
maybe he can find the space between his tooth and space. They'll find it.
Fixed that. He fixed it. You got to fix
he fixed it?
Yeah. It's not as exaggerated.
I liked it when he looked like Howdy Doody.
Well, yeah. I mean, that was his signature.
Yeah, he got rid of that.
Yeah.
I don't want to say something, but that's a bad move. He should have just stayed with what he is. So he's going to space, right?
I didn't hear that. He's going to space.
Yeah, he's going to space now. Maybe he will come back. And then we could take his job.
Let me ask you, if you could go to space, would you go to space?
No, what do I got to go for? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Like, what am I going to go for? I'm going to get in a rocket. I'm going to shit my pants, going all that G, going up the thing. And then I get up there and I'm just going to look.
Yeah.
It's like Chevy Chase in the vacation movie when they drove across the country to go to Wally World.
You go with his son?
Yeah, and he goes to the Grand Canyon, he shakes his head, and they leave.
Okay, we saw it. Let's go.
Yeah, it's like, so what am I gonna do? I'm gonna get up in this rocket.
That's the same thing as when they wanted me to go scuba diving. What am I gonna do under the water? Like, I don't even care.
Yeah,
I don't care what's under the water. They wanted me to go scuba diving, like with the tank and everything.
Yeah, to see all these things. Like, what do I got to see them for? I'm not eating. I don't care even if I see a nice piece of halibut. I don't. What am I gonna care? And, so remember that one time too that you went. What's that?
I want to see rocks.
Yeah. Like, I'll go look. I'll get an aquarium. And I'll look at it. Like space, I'll go look on TV at space movies. I don't need to go up there and then look down. And it just seems a lot of effort.
I wonder how many people that could, call in or write in and tell us if they want to go to space or they want to go underwater, or if you and I are just two old goofballs that don't want to do anything like that. I never wanted to do that when I was 25. Remember when Gorio would come out to LA?
Yeah.
He wanted to take a sailing.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm okay. And they said, what do you mean? Gorio's going to take us sailing. He came out to LA from Seattle. He was going to rent a sailboat and take us out in the ocean. I said, no, that's okay. Gorio sells surfboards for a living. I'm not going sailing.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to tell you one thing. I went on a sailboat with a professional guy my brother knew out of Dana Point, California. True story. Guy he lived in Dana Point his whole life, grew up there. He had a beautiful sailboat. He was a master sail guy. Master guy. He could be on the American team. And he took us out. He took me, just me and him, took me out. We're way the hell out there. I couldn't even see the damn coast anymore. I was
Forget that.
And I can't swim good. And I'm sitting in there, and all of a sudden, no shit, I thought he was joking with me. He goes, there's no wind. There's no wind. He had no motor. There's no motor. He had no backup motor. He goes, there's no wind. I go, what do we do? He goes, I'm going to have to go like this and like this. And I'm going to have to move the sail and all that, those words they use, how they move the sail. And I don't even know what he told me. It was almost like Donnie Brasco, too. He goes, go to the bow. Go to the bow, Barry. And I'm like, I don't know which way. Where's the bow? I don't know what you're talking about. Go to the bow. And it's all I thought in my head was Donnie Brasco.
That's when Al Pacino, as lefty, was mad at him. He said,
what do you say to him? What do you say? What do you say to him?
Go to the bow.
Go to the bow. And
I don't even know, where is the bow? Is the bow in the back or the front?
And Johnny Depp's like, as Donnie Brasco, where's that? The bow. Go to the bow. And so he tells me to go there, and I don't know where to go, and I'm having like these weird thoughts in my head about that mob movie, and maybe this guy's going to knock me off. I don't even know what's going on here. My brother's not even here. Maybe this was some mistake. I went with the wrong guy. And then he goes, he starts doing it all because he saw I was white as a ghost. So he just did the whole routine. It took us forever to get back in, but we went back in. I never went back in a sailboat again. Ever. I never went ever again. It was ridiculous. Well, remember the other time that they wanted you to go skydiving?
Yeah, forget that.
And tell the story about how they pushed you to go skydiving. Another thing that's ridiculous.
Well, I chickened out at 12,500 feet. I chickened out at the door of the plane with the guy chained to my ass.
Yeah, so why is he on your ass, the guy?
Because it's a tandem jump. So you when you skydive, you go as a tandem. So they put they give you a jumpsuit and they give you a little helmet.
Yeah.
They chain you to a guy. So you click on like you click on, click. So now you chain to a guy. So then you walk together. And
like you waddle like a penguin with this guy behind you.
They give you this little class. It's like little 20-minute class on when you get up there, when you jump, you have to arch, and there's so the guy's behind you. And so you're arching and the guy's behind you. But the thing about a tandem jump with skydiving is you're not even wearing a chute. Like the guy's wearing the chute.
Oh, bullshit. Yeah.
So you're chained to the guy. So basically the guy's wearing the chute and I'm wearing the guy. It's crazy.
So you don't even have another little safety backup on your.
The guy's behind me. The guy's
see, that's no good. So these things are the things like people talk like because we're older guys, old Minnesota, people talk about bucket list. These things you don't need to have on a bucket list.
No.
You don't need to go to space. You don't need to go sailing without a backup motor. You don't need to go in a little airplane, a 4-seat airplane either, which I've gone in and almost went down in the Pacific Ocean. You don't need to go skydiving with a guy chained to your butt. You don't need to do these things. Find other things like watching Thursday night football.
Yeah.
Watch Thursday night football. So who's that? Aikman? Oh, they got that all Madden thing on right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing something. Okay, Tommy, it's 8:10. The game's gonna start in 10 minutes. So let's get to the DraftKings app. And remember, everybody, go deposit $5, bet a minute of $1 to $2 in free bets. Use the promo code OMIS. Download the DraftKings app. You on your app?
I'm on it.
I'm refreshing. Wow. So the Cowboys were like initially, I think it was 4 something, -4, 4.5. They have Dallas now -6.5.
Yeah, because everyone's putting all their money on Dallas because they think that they're going to blow out the injury-prone Saints, but they don't know. These people don't know that the Saints are going to come out and play hell on fire.
And over 45.5. That's a lot of points. No, the 6.5 is a lot. I don't think the 45.5 is a lot. I think the Saints offense is going to do better with Hill than people think. Right off the top, I gotta play one more funny little thing here. Because when we do our bets thing, remember out there with old men in sweats, when we give you our picks, it's the George Costanza cash bets. You could bet with us, like Tommy's going to make some picks and I'm going to make some picks, or you can do the George Costanza way and go opposite of us. Don't listen to us, go opposite. Like if you remember George Costanza Seinfeld, he would do the opposite and would always work for him.
Well, no, he said that every time he made a decision in life, it was always the wrong decision. So then he decided to do opposite.
Do opposite.
That's the only way he made anything work for himself.
And here's a little thing from that.
Was dark, black was white, good was day was night. Yes.
Opposite. Everything was us saying the different. I love that thing. He's
Was dark, black was white, good was day was night. Yes.
Great.
So I'm going to take my initial take is going to be, you know what? I was going to take the Cowboys on the money line because I like money lines. I don't like points with betting the team. I was going to take them, but I'm not going to take it at -290. That's crazy. I'm going to take the Saints.
Forget about
I'm going to take the Saints. I'm taking the Saints +6.5.
That's me. I'm taking the Saints +6.5. I don't bet the Cowboys. The Cowboys, the first 8 weeks of the season, they were 8-0 against the spread. The first 7 weeks of the season, they were 7-0 against the spread. So they covered in the only loss against Tampa, and then they covered it in their 6 wins or something like that. Yeah, they were 6-1. So the first 7 weeks of the year, they were 7-0 against the spread. I don't think they've covered the spread since. Oh, Atlanta.
They covered Atlanta.
Yeah.
So you're going to, Barry D, Old Men in Sweats, I'm going to take the Saints +6.5. So you Cowboy fans, don't get mad at me. It doesn't mean I don't think they're going to win, but I think 6.5 is a lot. In fact, if you got a little extra juice to spend, I'd buy another half a point to get 7 to get a push if Dallas does beat them by 7. I like the over 45.5, but the way I always do my totals is I definitely buy the half a point. So I'm going to buy the half a point, whatever the extra juice is, and bet over 45. What about you? You like the over-under or no?
No, I like the Saints 6.5, and I won't buy the half a point because the Cowboys don't even have a good kicker. Their kicker misses extra points. He's one of the worst at making extra points. So that 6.5 is going to come into play.
Is that Zerline?
Not only does Zerline miss extra points, but then when the Cowboys go for 2 points later in the game, they never make it.
But he used to be automatic.
No, he's not automatic. No, he's.
But wasn't he at one point in his career? That guy was awesome.
Yeah, that was years ago. He's like 30. He's done. I mean,
all right. So let's do some player props. Let's do quarterback player props. Dak Prescott over 289.5 yards.
Yeah, under.
Okay. So Tommy T's going Dak Prescott under for the game, 289.5 yards, -115. Taysom Hill. Wait, they rebooted it. I got to go back.
He's over 215.5.
Is that what he is?
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't think I want to touch that.
Yeah, I'm not touching that one either. But I don't think Dak Prescott's going to throw for 300 yards. The other thing is Dak Prescott's not very good on the road. Like his numbers are always way down on the road. The only way that Dak Prescott will approach 300 yards is if they're way down and he gets all of those hollow yards in the fourth
Yeah.
quarter. He's famous for those hollow yards.
Yeah. So you don't like his touchdown passes, Dak Prescott touchdown passes over 2.5 either then?
No.
Yeah,
I'm not messing with the I don't think the Cowboys are going to come out and shine. I'm down on the Cowboys because I've seen them this last month of the season be soft as Charmin. So I don't see them kicking this team's ass. This team's not a winner.
And so so the only quarterback prop you really like is Prescott under on the passing yards.
Yeah, I like Prescott under on the passing yards.
And Hill, I think you got to stay away from Hill on any prop.
Yeah, because we don't know what he's going to do. We don't even know. The other thing is maybe they're just doing another smoke screen. Maybe Sean Payton and the Saints are saying that Hill's starting, Hill's going to play. And then when the game starts, they move Simeon in and move Hill to the tight end spot. And they do the two quarterback thing. Payton might pull a fast one on them.
Yeah, it's too. You can't really do Hill right now. I don't think you can even try rushing yards or. I think
you don't know what he's going to do.
Oh, there's Strahan.
Yeah, there he is.
He's not in space yet.
No, he's in his home study.
That's his study.
Yeah, it looks like his home wall. Look at it. Yeah, he's on the cover of Archie. Look at behind him. He's on the cover of Archie.
Yeah, he's loaded. That guy.
Well, he's a very successful guy. He should be loaded. And he survived a terrible divorce.
And he cheated the sack thing though. He's a cheater.
Well, that wasn't him. That was Favre.
That was they got together on that.
Yeah, that was the reason Deacon Jones wanted to kick my ass.
Yeah, when you went to that writing job for Deacon Jones for that Fox show, you wanted to kick your ass because you were telling the truth. Those two guys came together. Favre went down.
He gave a 5-minute explanation. Because that question came up in the writers' meeting. He gave a 5-minute explanation of how Favre rolled, and he came over here, and then he went down. And so I listened to the whole thing, and I said, "You're full of crap. He took a dive. What are you talking about? He saw Strahan and just went down and gave him the sack record." And that's because nobody liked Mark Gastineau, who had the record.
No, they didn't like Gastineau, and that's true. And that's what happened. He took a dive. It's kind of like, remember Joe Pesci and De Niro in Raging Bull when they wanted Jake LaMotta, De Niro's character, to take a dive.
Yeah.
And remember, he took that dive, but it was really under suspicion how that whole thing happened.
Because he did it so badly.
He did it so badly. Remember Joe Pesci that said, "What's wrong with this? Put your hands up." And then Joe Pesci, he goes like that. He goes, "Good, you fall down." That's what you do. What are you doing? That's what you gotta do.
The problem is the guy that he took a dive against, he hit him with everything he had, and it wasn't even phasing LaMotta.
I know.
The guy hit like a girl. LaMotta's like, how am I going to go down with this?
But that's what Favre did. Favre went down. He got touched. He went bonk.
Yeah.
And Strahan went, yeah. All right, so I don't really have enough player props yet, but I know I'm going to get some in-game. How about running back, wide receiver props? Let me see here. Okay, wait a second here. Elliott, over 45.5.
Well, I don't. Where do you see Elliott? I got Tony Pollard and Taysom Hill. Oh, here's Elliott. Okay.
I got running back, wide receiver props on the DraftKings app. But every time it reboots, you got to go back in and then go over.
Elliott's been averaging 36 yards a game.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, and you would think no way, but he can do it. Like he's a kind of a guy. He's a kind of a player that, he's only averaging that. Their line sucks, but that's not like asking someone to catch 3 touchdown passes.
Dak Prescott over 7.5 yards. He'll get over 7.5 yards
rushing.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, it's only minus 125. I like that bet.
Okay.
Yeah, I like
Tommy
that bet.
T's going to go minus 125. Dak Prescott player prop. Yeah. Over 7.5 rushing yards. I'm going to go
run. He'll get one run over 8 yards. Like
that is the best one. You're right, because why go over 45.5 on Elliott for minus 115 when you only need one play from Prescott?
Well, also Elliott's got a bruised knee, so he's going to play injured himself. But I don't understand when they say a bruised knee, there must be some other injury, because a bruised knee means he got a bone bruise, I guess. But so Elliott's injured. So Tony Pollard has been playing a lot. Also, Elliott's only averaging 14 carries a game.
That's crazy.
So he's not averaging. He's averaging 4 yards a carry. So he's only averaging 56 yards a game.
And Pollard's at over 45.5 also.
Yeah. Yeah, they both are. They have identical numbers. So the DraftKings is expecting the Cowboys to split the duties
Even,
between
yeah.
the two. Yeah.
What about Taysom Hill over 41.5
I
rushing?
like that. I mean, he's a big, fast guy, but is he fast? I'd like to see him run first, you know?
How's that foot?
Yeah, how's that
His
foot?
hoof. How's his hoof?
The hoof.
Is his hoof?
That'd be some good fellas.
You might I don't know, the hoof. I need that. Mom, I need that knife. I gotta cut something.
Yeah, he goes, it's a sin, Mom. It's a sin. You know, the hoof is cutting the hoof's cutting the grill. It's a sin.
Well, then Pesci goes, it's like the deer's foot, or what's it called? And then De Niro's eating. He goes, hoof, the hoof. Okay, so wait. Okay, so Tommy T. We're gonna recap before.
Oh God, Barry.
Halves, quarters.
You just said one word. You're right. He was eating. He goes hoof.
He was eating. He goes hoof. He just looks up. He goes hoof. And the lady in that movie, a lot of the older lady in a lot of Scorsese's movies is his mom.
Yeah, well, she said, Henry, don't you talk? Don't you talk? And Henry said, well, I got nothing to say. And then she used that story about Campari. The guy in the neighborhood, the Campari. They said, you remind me of Campari. We were all sitting down to dinner, and they said, Campari, why don't you talk? And Campari said, what do you want me to say? That my wife cheats on me? And then the mom said, well, it's much cuter when you were in person.
Yeah, when you say it in Italian.
When you say it in Italian, yeah. Much cuter when you say it in Italian.
All right, so let's recap what we have here. And again, Old Men in Sweats, our disclaimer is you can take what Old Men in Sweats says, go to the DraftKings app, deposit $5, make a minimum bet of $1, win up to $200 in free bets, use the promo code O.M.I.S. You could take our picks, or you could go to George Costanza cash and go opposite. So think it over.
The thing is this. That's why this time of the year, with all these injuries, a home game in New Orleans, the Saints are desperate. They're going to throw everything at the Cowboys today. It's very difficult to bet the house on these games. Anyone that's going, the Cowboys are going to kill them. They're going to kill them.
They're crazy. They are. They're crazy. So our recap is we're taking the Saints plus 6.5. I'm taking the over 45. I'm buying a half. And then player props, you had Dak Prescott below on the yardage.
I got Dak Prescott over 7.5 yards.
Yeah, but then you had under on his passing yardage.
Yeah, below 289.
Yeah, below 289. And then we decide to take Hill over on the rush yards because it hasn't kicked off yet. We can't take that, can we yet?
No, we can't. We can't mess with Hill
because he might fall down. Yeah, he might make one move on that bad foot.
And like I said, Sean Payton may be pulling a fast one on us, and he may be playing Hill one series at quarterback and then switching him to like the running back spot.
Yeah, we got to wait.
Simeon out there, which is what I would do.
We got to wait on that, and we're also because we're going to have more in-game live stuff in the first half, and then we can make a halftime bet for the second half. So we'll wait. They're getting ready to kick off here. Dell's got their blue jerseys on with their grayish silver pants. That's their away outfit.
And the Saints are all white. Look at the size of Hill. He's huge.
Yeah, the guy's gigantic.
Big.
He's like Shaq playing quarterback.
Oh, look at him. He's the biggest quarterback in the league.
Is he a Stormin' Mormon?
I think so. He's 31 years old. I think he did one of those missions where they
that's why he's bigger.
BYU.
Yeah,
they go to BYU for like a year and then they disappear into the some jungle or the island.
It's like way back in the day when like Da Vinci and some other great scholars, they disappeared for years. Yeah. No one even knew where they went. And then they came back and they invented things. Like, so this guy, he goes on a mission, then he comes back and he's even a more unbelievable quarterback. Look at that, right out of the gun. This guy's
they know what they're doing. Trust me. This Saints team knows what they're doing. They're going to come out and play a good game.
He didn't look hurt on that. He planted and he
the other thing
out.
They got rid of the ball quickly because they don't have their two tackles, so they're not going to let Parsons get on him. They're going to run the ball now.
Is that Ruiz guy still play for them? Don't they got a offensive lineman? Wasn't there a tackle a couple years ago they picked that was really good?
No, they're Andrew Peets, and then they had but they got right now they got Taron Armstead, who's a great tackle, and they got Ryan Ramczyk, who's a great tackle.
Oh, yeah, okay. That was a good pass too. This guy's mobile.
That wasn't a good pass.
What foot is the bad foot?
I don't know, but that pass was a bad pass. He shouldn't have thrown that. He's lucky. That was a
wait. MVB came in. He answered my question. Cesar Ruiz. Remember that guy?
Oh, yeah, I don't know him.
Yeah, he's really, really good. I think they picked him in 20. I want to say 20. Who's that? Is that Ingram the third? No, that's not him.
No, that was the little guy.
That's that little dude.
Yeah,
that's their answer to the Little Hill water bug.
That was Ingram.
That was Ingram?
Yeah.
He's skinny. He got skinny.
It says Ingram the second. That's Ingram the second. Is there an Ingram the third and Ingram the second?
I think so.
What the heck? That's
Wait
confusing.
a minute. It's confusing.
Yeah, that was
because that's not Mark Ingram. That guy's too skinny.
It looks like Ingram.
Holy smokes, he's in good shape then. I thought he was Ingram the third Mark Ingram, but if that's Mark Ingram, he's a different Mark Ingram.
Well, they got Cesar Ruiz. He's the right guard.
He's good.
Well, they got the centers good too, McCoy, and they got this guy Throckmorton. So their interior is pretty good. Our insider,
our Who Dat insider, MVB said, yes, that's Ingram. He's in shape. That motherfucker.
He was always in shape. He was just a little stocky, but he's always.
But he don't look stocky no more. He looks like he's in really good shape.
You're right. Maybe he lost some weight though. It's 100% true.
I mean, he definitely looks trimmer, doesn't he?
Yes. Well, he looked like a little kick returner the first time I saw him.
I know. Oh, that's a terrible play. I hate that play. That's such a crappy play. You do so good. You're doing really well. You run. I hate those screens.
But the thing is, though, that's where they're limited. I mean, this play was it was 4th and 6. You're limited there.
I don't like that play.
No.
There's not even a blocker out there.
No.
Look at Ruiz. They tried to get him to go way the hell over there from guard.
Hey,
that was a terrible call.
The Vikings, they beat Green Bay, but did they lose the next week?
They lost this last week to 49ers.
Yeah, the Vikings lose every tough game.
They stink. They stink. They just stink.
Well, but does Cousins stink or the team stinks?
Yeah, overall, I think they stink.
Yeah.
Like as a unit. I don't think you can put it on any one guy. Their coaching stinks. Their preparation stinks. The players stink. There's a lot of stink.
When they beat Green Bay the week before, you were at the neighborhood bar.
Oh.
Right, you had to go outside.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So I was out. I had to go outside again. There's a TV outside. Yeah. Yeah, there's a TV outside, and I had to go out to watch that end. And then when it happened, I went back in the bar.
You were like this, right?
Yeah, I went back in. I just did that. People are looking at me. Some people knew what I was doing. Some other people didn't know what I was doing. But people were laughing. I was like, "That's right. That's right." I did the Aaron Rodgers.
But that was a great game. Aaron Rodgers played great in that game too. Kirk Cousins plays good against the Packers. You know,
he plays good against good teams. I mean, the Vikings. He's not bad, Kirk Cousins. I shouldn't give him credit.
In fact, when Kirk Cousins plays Aaron Rodgers always plays well, but there's no big drop off with Cousins. He hangs with Rodgers. Like he goes back and forth.
Yeah. You know, the Vikings, they're funny. They're funny. I mean, even the San Fran game, like after Cook went out, he got hurt, and Anthony Barr went out, he got hurt, but they still were in the game. It was funny at the end. They just couldn't put it in the end zone at the end. Oh, the discount double check. That's it.
That's it, yeah.
That's what Aaron Rodgers called. I call it the championship belt.
Yeah.
That's what I call it.
The discount.
Oh, but they were like, people were dying.
Everybody hates Aaron Rodgers, but I don't hate him. Like, I mean, he's different. He's not like your average athlete. You know, he's a weird guy, and I know that he did some weird stuff with the vaccination, but I don't care.
I don't care either.
Whatever you do with the
got a hot girlfriend.
Well, he's always got a hot girlfriend.
He got a hot girlfriend. He dressed up like John Wick for Halloween.
Yeah,
he looked pretty good. He didn't look like John Wick, but
I don't hate Rodgers. Like I like it that he's different. He's not like your average superstar quarterback. He always says, "I'm going to go get some scotch. I'm going to have a nice glass of scotch tonight."
Yeah.
And a lot of people they don't like him because they think he's weird and he wants.
Yeah, they think he's stuffy. They think he's stuffy because you think of football and you think of beer and pizza and wings. And this guy's like, "No, I'm going to go get." Yeah, he goes, I'm going to go out and get a nice scotch, like a 50-year-old scotch.
Yeah,
they don't like that.
Yeah, they don't like that.
But he's a good ball. And I'm a Viking fan, and I respect the guy. He's a winner. I can respect him. All right, the Cowboys got the ball.
I thought I was going to get my 7.5 yards in the first play.
Right here you are. Here we are.
Yeah, I thought it.
No, don't throw it. He should have ran that.
Yeah, that would have been my 7.5 yards.
He ran that. You had the 7.5 yards. You're right. He sucks too.
He's another one. He's a good quarterback. I like him. He's a good guy, good quarterback, good leader. There's something about him. He's got more Kirk Cousins in him than he does Aaron Rodgers. I'll tell you that. There's something about him.
Craig Morton's better than him.
No, Craig Morton was terrible. Craig Morton was so bad. This guy's terrible. This guy right here, that's the worst player on their team right there, Zeke. He's terrible.
You hate him, huh?
I don't hate him. Another guy, I like him. He's a good guy, but he's terrible. Like, he's so slow. That play right there, he ran. Like, where's he going? He's going nowhere. Like,
he don't wear the belly shirt no more?
Well, he doesn't have a belly.
No, remember he used to wear that half shirt like on Ohio State, and he wore it in the pros for a while, and it shows his belly.
Yeah, I don't know. He's
stupid.
No, he doesn't wear that anymore.
Maybe the NFL fined him.
I don't even know if he wore that. I think he wore that at the pregame. I don't think his belly was out during the game.
All right.
Yeah, look at that, 3 and out.
He likes that look, though. He's probably got a piercing, a belly button piercing.
Yeah.
What? They stink. The Saints are tough on D. I'll tell you one thing. It is good to take the 6.5. The DraftKings app, go download the app right now. $5 deposit, bet $1 minimum. Win up to $200. Use the promo code OMIS. I tell you, the Saints, tough D. Tough D.
Dak Prescott, I mean, those were 2 good passes he just threw to his receivers. They didn't catch them. He does it a lot. He throws them right in their hands in the first quarter. They don't catch them.
They got hands of stone. It's like Roberto Duran. You're right. The Cowboys, the Saints, I'll tell you one thing about the Saints, and I've had some battles with the Saints as a Viking fan. They got guts. They
got guts. They do. I've been saying this. I've been saying this all week. The Cowboys got no heart. They got no heart. They got they're a gutless team. They're talented. They got a bunch of good guys, but they never fight you. And you remember last game on Thanksgiving? Remember the one player he punched the guy in the mouth at center during the handshakes?
Yeah. Yep.
Right. That's the only when you punch the Cowboys in the mouth during the game. Like when you hit them, they don't punch you back. They punch you back at the end of the game. That's the Cowboys.
The Saints got more guts. The Saints are tougher. They could just win this game just being tougher. Forget about talent. Forget about anything like that. And I still think sometimes the Cowboys, their talent it's like the Vikings. People look at the talent like they look at Lamb and Cooper and Prescott and Elliott. Like the Vikings, Cook, Cousins, Thielen, Jefferson. It doesn't mean crap. It really isn't everything.
It's how tough are you? Because the thing is, when you're injured like the Saints, Peyton can go in front of the team and he can say, listen, we're injured, we're missing a lot of guys. But they got this weird rule in the NFL where you can still play 11 on 11. Like they still let you put another guy in. So you're not playing them 11 on 10, 11 on 9. So that's what I mean. Like these teams, they show up and they're injured and they punch you in the mouth. Like they hit you. And that's the Cowboys. Like they get punched and they never hit you back.
So they got to repunt.
Yeah,
which was a good idea for the Saints because he's going to get this one now.
Yeah, they gained 10 yards.
If he gets out there, cut again. All right. So the Saints are going to their second possession here in the first quarter, starting at their own 30. Hey, so they had a thing on today. I was reading a couple blogs, and they wanted to know from Cowboy fans, who's the better announcer, Aikman or Romo?
Yeah, that's a funny one. Yeah.
Who do you think?
Well, Romo's more entertaining. Aikman's kind of boring a little bit, but they're both good. Aikman doesn't give me a lot. Like the way I rate my announcer is, you and I know so much about the game because we've been watching it our whole lives. So when you're calling the game as an analyst, tell me something I'm not seeing. Like show me something that I don't like I'm not getting. And Romo does that sometimes. Romo will tell me what a quarterback wants to do at the beginning of a play or what a quarterback's looking at. I don't really know that. Aikman doesn't do that. Chris Collinsworth gives me things that I never – when Collinsworth does the game, the NBC game on Sunday night,
that's a good point.
He gives me things that I don't see, I don't know. That's how I rate my announcers. Aikman doesn't ever give me anything I don't already know. He kind of just says –
that's interesting. Like, I think Romo's better too. Overall, if I had to pick – they said pick one. Well, I'm going to pick Romo.
Yeah.
I think he's more entertaining. I think he gives you more. And I don't know if Joe Buck really helps Aikman.
Well, those guys don't count. Those guys they don't do anything. They're just set the play. But Romo will sometimes tell you, he'll Jim Nance. He'll say, Jim, on this play, they got to do this. They want to do this. Like, he'll tell you what the offense wants to do. And then he'll say, like, when a quarterback goes to the line of scrimmage and he starts barking out a play or killing a play, Romo will quickly say he sees the safety coming in the box right there. Like, sometimes Romo tells me what the quarterback's seeing.
That's good.
That's interesting to me.
Yeah, that's
good. I know that Romo may have lost a little luster this year. For some reason, he's getting more critics. I don't know why. I mean, they always do that. You start out, they put you way up at the top. You're the best. And then immediately they start gnawing at you. You're not good at this. You're not good at that. So Romo's falling into that right now where he's getting critiqued more. But
yeah, of course.
That's how they work. But I still, I get stuff from Romo that I wouldn't normally get.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. So I would pick Romo too.
You brought that up. It's good.
Yeah, I mean, I would pick Romo too. So let's see what we got here. Got the Stormin' Norman, the
first down on the third.
Stormin' Mormon, and the QB. I like those all-white uniforms. They got really nice uniforms too, the Saints. It makes me kind of jealous. That whole crescent logo and everything. Yeah. It's really nice.
Well, that's
simple.
The fleur-de-lis.
I love. Yeah. Well, there you go. Oh wow. Yeah. You believe that? The Italian guy got that. Wow.
It's a fleur-de-lis. Yeah. So it's but the Saints, don't the Saints have an all-black uniform too?
They got it all black. And I love the gold. It's a nice gold.
Yeah, they play the Vikings in an all-black sometimes.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. So, all right, let's go. Let's see here. Where are we? They're 2nd and 6. Who's that little guy? 12. Ooh.
Well, you could tell he didn't catch it. You could always tell he didn't catch it by his reaction. Look at the receiver's reaction.
Yep.
Right?
I think the guy was, that's Kenny Stills. I think he was out of bounds anyway and came back in.
This quarterback's foot doesn't look that bad so far.
No, not yet, but I'm trying to see what the Saints are doing here. I'm trying to see what their philosophy is on how they're going to try to matriculate this down the field.
They're so limited. They're missing their tackles. They're missing Kamara. They're missing Mike Thomas. They're just limited. They don't have their full playbook open.
Yeah, so what's going to work? Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to –
like these plays right here, that play is going to work. Those plays, those quick plays, they're just so limited. And the Cowboys' defense is so bad. They give up that play.
There you go. See, that's a nice play. That was a really nice play. They used the mobility.
Well, this was a pick play, though. They got away with this. He picked the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got away with that.
But also, I like that play too because look what he does. Watch what he does. See, he's got another guy though here just in case. You see the 81. I like that. The Vikings, when they do plays, they never have a little safety valve guy. You got to have that safety valve guy, and I like that. So if he couldn't go downfield, he had that guy, or he could have ran it. That's a decent run. I'll take that.
But that previous play though, that was an illegal play. They got away with it. That was a flag.
I think that was a pick. That was an intentional pick.
Yeah, that was a pick. So again, Sean Payton's got to do stuff like that. He's got to run illegal plays, knowing that if we get away with it, it's going to be a big gain for us. That was a totally illegal play.
So will Payton try to do more illegal things if he gets away with illegal things?
Well, right now he's not going to do that play quick again because the Cowboys are screaming at the ref that he picked them. So he's not going to run that play again, but he's going to run it later.
So this won't be Bounty Gate though.
What's Bounty Gate?
Yeah, it won't be that though, right? This game.
No, I'm saying that he ran a pick play hoping he'd get away with it. Like he got away with it that time.
And that's okay. If you get away with it, you get away with it. You test the refs.
Yeah, you're testing the refs. The refs haven't thrown a flag yet, or they did for one flag.
Well, I get you. You're seeing what they're. How, are they going to let them play? How are we going to do? How are they going to play? How are they going to set the game up? The refs. That's a good. Okay, I get you. You test them. See. Oh, look at that. That's a pass interference. No.
Yeah, no.
I knew he was going to call that.
But this guy's terrible. This number 30, he's terrible. I mean, he's the worst cornerback in football.
Oh yeah, he's terrible. That guy, right? He's their weak link.
Yeah, he's terrible.
They're not going to throw flags.
Well,
so far, I don't think so. I don't think they're going to.
This guy's going to kick a 56-yard field goal.
No way.
That's what this is. It's a 56-yard field goal.
Wow. He can make this.
No.
I mean, it's indoors. There's no elements, nice turf.
Well, it was long enough. It was just wide. It was just wide.
Yeah, he didn't. It looked like a lazy kick.
Well, he got it there, though. It went 56.
He got it there, but he was too open.
Yeah.
It's like soccer. They used to say you got to get over the ball in soccer, especially when you kick it soccer on the inside of your foot. You got to make sure you get over the ball, and you got to have that other knee planted in front of you, or it's going
soccer at VVS, right?
It's going awry. What's that?
You coach soccer at VVS.
Oh, I coached. I had these kids like they were terrible.
What did the opposing coach tell you halfway through the season? After
the second half of the season, we were terrible.
You went on a team that was the worst soccer team in the history of the game, right?
They were
terrible. And then after that, you coached that team. And the second half of the season, what were the coaches saying?
The coach. We beat one of them. We beat a couple teams, and I think I don't even know if it was one we beat. I think it's one we lost to. I think they beat us like 8-0 the first time, and then they only beat us like 2-1 the second time. And he said, "I don't know what you did with these kids." He goes, "But this is like two different teams. It's like doesn't even,
right?
They can't even be the same players." Well, because I just worked them into submission. These kids.
Well, didn't you had the one goalie that didn't have a good arm? You couldn't throw it far.
Yeah.
So didn't you have him roll the ball? Like you had him roll the ball, right?
Yeah, roll it, pick it up, get as far as he can. Roll it, pick it up, and then
way up there. Then would you have him do kick it or throw it?
Then kick it
because he couldn't kick it far, right?
No. And then I would do a lot of that stuff. Like there's certain guys that just couldn't do
coach, man. I tell you can coach sports. I tell you, coach.
And then when we would get then I would do stuff like that was illegal, but it wasn't. And I had a signal. I can't remember what it was. I think it was this. And so if the momentum, if they were pounding us, and they were pounding our goalkeeper, and they were pounding us, I had one or two kids. I knew they were always out there, and if I went like that, they'd fall down and grab their knee, and so the momentum. I'd stop the momentum.
That's like some of the coaches in college football would do that. They would have a line go down when the other team's running. Yeah.
And then I'd run out there and give instructions. And you go, you can't be on the field giving instructions. I go, oh, I'm sorry. And as I did that, I'd have the water people come out, give them water, and then we'd start back up. But the whole key was to stop the momentum of the other team.
I love it when you told me that one kid couldn't kick.
Yeah, he couldn't kick. So I said, you keep rolling it, pick it up, roll it, pick it up.
You said, look, just roll the ball, pick it up, roll it, pick it up.
And then just kick it, and before you know it, we're over to 50. What's that play?
That's great.
Who's that?
Amari Cooper. He's not playing.
No, that's not Cooper. That's what's his name?
Well, that's Cooper now. That's Amari Cooper right there. Amari Cooper's not playing.
What happened?
Well, he just came back from COVID. I don't think he's healthy.
Did he get is he a negative test? Is he ready to go?
Yeah, no, he cleared protocol, but he hasn't practiced since the 14th.
Oh. So that was Lamb.
Yeah.
See, there's a lot of flash here.
That's the Cowboys. The Cowboys.
A lot of flash, but nothing's happening.
Remember when Lopez was trying to school Tony Montana and he said the hardest thing about this business is what to do with all the cash.
Yeah, and remember he told them the guys that last long.
Yeah, the flash.
The guys that last long go straight.
Yeah, go straight.
The guys that don't, the flash, and that's the Cowboys. They show flash.
Cowboys. I'm telling you, the Cowboys are like the Cowboys are like the Scarface movie.
Yeah.
Tony called Frank Lopez soft, and Frank Lopez called the guys with flash don't last. Like these Cowboys, they ring true. They're soft and they got flash.
And nothing's happening here.
They ain't going nowhere. This game's gonna be like 9-6. Watch. They ain't going nowhere. This Cowboys team. They're gonna run the ball. Look at Zeke. Where's he going? He's terrible.
God.
Terrible.
Cook's a lot better than him.
Cook is very good.
Cook hits the hole and he goes.
Cook hits the hole at full speed. Zeke runs into the hole like he's got a bad plantar fasciitis or something.
Yeah, he's at the hole and he's like this.
Terrible.
And he's spinning around like, go. Choose it. He knows what gap. He knows what the play is. Choose it or break it.
They didn't get a first down. They got fourth down. They stopped them.
Wow. Our 6.5 looks really good right now.
I'm telling you, this Cowboys team is soft.
I'll tell you what looks good now. But all our picks, except my over, the 6.5 look good. The over don't look too good, but Prescott under on the passing looks good, and he's going to get that one run.
Look at that. They lost the ball.
Jeez.
This Cowboys team is terrible.
No way. He fell down. He fell down like the lady with the life alert around her neck. You see that? He fell like back. I've fallen and I can't get up. Watch. Throwing up his back foot, leaning back. If I was in NOLA right now, hashtag NOLA, hashtag whodatnation, hashtag Saints, I'd be happy.
No,
I'd be happy. Because this looks like this is good. This looks like they can win this game.
This is going the Saints' way. The Cowboys can't move the ball, and the Saints can't either. But this is going the Saints' way because the Cowboys' defense, they're gonna have a lapse. They're gonna give up a big pass interference, and the Saints are gonna get points.
You're right. Something's gonna happen here. What do you mean? Home is currently not available. Oh, whatever.
Okay.
Then. I'm trying to I want to go to the NFL Network. Oh, come on. Because I want to. Because I'm delayed because I'm on the Fox one.
Oh, okay. I'll go to NFL Network too.
Well, weren't you on? Were you on Fox?
I was on Fox.
No, stay there then. It doesn't matter.
All right, go back to Fox.
Yeah, just stay where you were. I got to get back there. No, now. If I was okay. I might have to get the technical person in here.
It's the wife?
Yeah. Kimmy. I gotta get her. I'm not missing nothing in right now. We're at a commercial break, right?
Yeah.
Hashtag who dat? Hashtag not the Cowboys. Hashtag what is that? BLATHER Skite. Blather Skite. What is he? I'm going to put this up. You can tell me what that means. I'll be right back. What does that mean? Got any idea?
Yeah, I don't know what Blather Skite is.
Kimmy, I need you. Can you help me put the station back up?
I hear you, MEB.
From the home screen, and it's screwed up again.
I just talked to Vanessa.
Who dat? Is it back on yet?
Yeah, I don't know what Blather Skite is, buddy.
Well, maybe. Oh. Oh, that's Mikey's name. Look, I didn't know that was his thing. I apologize for that. I didn't know that. We're gonna have to delve into that more.
Yeah, we got to work with Mikey. Get him out. Look at this. Look at this.
Yeah, tell me what's going on, because right now.
Well, the Saints just tried another 30-yard pass, but that guy number 30 on the Cowboys knocked it down. I don't know how he did that.
Because that guy just throws his hands up, and sometimes he gets lucky.
Well, he makes. I mean, if the guy's in front of him, he makes plays. It's when he lets the guys get behind him. If I were the Saints, I'd go deep on him every time.
Well, of course, he's the weak link right now, Tommy. On the DraftKings app. What's that?
It's 3rd and 7. The Saints just threw an incomplete pass on 3rd and 7.
Wow.
See, this game is going to be a defensive struggle, buddy, because Taysom Hill's he's not ready to play.
Yeah.
He's not a great quarterback to begin with. He's not super accurate to begin with. And so right now he just missed a receiver by 2 yards.
Yeah.
I mean,
the in-game line just went up to Dallas -7, and the over-under is 37.5 now.
Yeah.
From right now, which looks good, the under 37.5. I'm surprised the Cowboys even went up by a half. Now they went down by a half. I can't hi honey, what's going on?
You can put it on your phone.
Oh, okay. You're gonna do that for me.
You have something on your phone, right?
No.
You like that Lamb though, right? Lamb's pretty good, right?
Yeah, he's good. He's good.
Oh, the quarterback just hit his hand on the Cowboys lineman. The quarterback threw the pass, and his follow through, he crushed his hand on the Cowboys lineman's arm.
Uh-oh. That's not good.
That.
That's not good.
No. That's how quarterbacks get hurt all the time, is they smash their hand on a helmet or the defender.
Well, what happened to the TV?
He's got a beer. You're cracking open a beer, buddy? It's crazy. Hey, what is that? What is that? What kind of beer is that?
Rolling Rock.
Oh, you like your roller?
I had the Miller Lite, and then I upgrade. Give me, I'll help you. So where are we now? Right now with the game, because I'm getting the game on my phone.
So they punted back to the Cowboys. So the Cowboys get the ball for the 3rd time. The Saints have had the ball 3 times, nothing. Well, they missed the field goal. The Cowboys get the ball for the 3rd time, and the 2nd time they missed a 4th down play on the 30. So both teams moved the ball a little bit.
What did that one? Didn't the guy that used to do the NFL voice? Wasn't there one game and he was doing the voice, and he mentioned how inept the 2 teams were, and he used the word what did he say? It was a game of, I can't remember what he said. It was funny though.
Is it John Facenda?
Yeah, and he said it was a game of ineptness or something, or that, it was like, one of those games that nothing happened.
Well, you talked about Craig Morton. There was the one Super Bowl when the Cowboys played the Baltimore Colts. I think it was Super Bowl 3 or 4 or one of those Super Bowls. There was like 10 turnovers
in that game.
There was like 10 turnovers in that game. Like, I think both teams had like 4 or 5 turnovers. It was an awful game. The final score was like 16-13 or something, but it was an awful game. Like, Craig Morton threw the intercept. I think Craig Morton threw like 4 interceptions or 5 interceptions. There was fumbles, everything. Like, it was, so it was, look at that. Look at his hand. Can you see the TV?
No, Kimmy, I got to put my phone on the internet though. It's on, what do you call it? Okay, I'm getting it on my phone now. Something's up with the TV. I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm still connected. Just with you here. So what happened with the hand?
Well, they're looking at his middle finger. He smashed his middle finger. So he might have did the same thing that Russell Wilson did. Russell Wilson messed up his middle finger. Remember that game? Like, Russell Wilson was pointing at you, but his finger was pointing that way.
Yeah, pointing the other way.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was pointing straight at you, and it was pointing west.
Yeah.
The finger. And then he still isn't the same yet because he can't hold that ball.
No, but they're getting Simeon. I guess Simeon, the backup quarterback, is they putting his helmet on. They're going to try to.
Oh God.
Well, he's not bad though. He's already beaten the Cowboys before.
What did they say on the Planet of the Apes? That guy said it's a necessity of simian survival.
Well, that was one of the new ones, right?
It's something. It's a necessity or something of simian survival.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Billy Wolf used to watch that movie all the time, and he used to always I would just see him. Hi, how you doing? But he'd say a line from it. That one time they had the scarecrows up in the desert, and it was fake. And the guy goes, "It's a false." Billy would just say, "It's a false."
Billy, yeah.
Just come up with these lines.
Freaked out for Billy.
Yeah, he's crazy. He would have been a good wide receiver.
Oh, that's Amari Cooper. What the heck?
What happened?
He just called like a 50-yard pass.
He's in?
He's in for the first play. They just threw the ball on a 23-yard line.
Wearing a mask?
No, he cleared. So he caught the ball at the 50.
Still put a mask on him.
Yeah, he cleared the protocol.
So he just caught a 50-yarder?
Yeah, they just gained like 40 yards from the 23 to the 36, 14 and 27. They just gained 41 yards. So they're on the 36 now.
The wheels are coming off. Like the Saints were doing good. It looked like it was going to be a defensive struggle, and the Saints could take them. And now with Hill out, so now Hill's got a bad finger. He's got a bad foot and a bad finger.
Bad finger, yeah. But I'm telling you, though, this may not be a terrible thing. Simeon's not bad.
I don't like him.
Well, he's a backup, but he can come in there and light the Cowboys up. Don't worry about it.
Well, put it on for me. Fox TV or NFL Network. I knew it wasn't going to work. Where's my DraftKings app? Thank you, Kimmy.
Thank you, Kim.
Yeah, the technical lady here.
Pick one.
First NFL Network. There we go. Right there. Watch. Look at this phone. Oh, this is good. Look at that technology. I got it on a phone. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you know that, right?
Are you watching? What? Tell me what happened right now. To make sure I'm up to date here.
Well, they're on the 41-yard line, 1st and 15. Prescott just completed a pass
To Schultz.
to Schultz. Yeah, 34 yards. Like
All right.
yard pass. So it's 2nd and 8.
Oh wait, look at Hill's back in. He's warming up.
He's warming up.
I love it.
This guy's big.
He's too big.
They taped his finger.
Good. Tape it up. Get in there. Uh-oh. Wow, that guy's good. Oh, look at this guy.
What is this guy doing? Oh my God. You see that play?
Yeah. Wow. That Lamb, he runs tough when he gets the ball. The yak, when he does the yak.
That was his big thing when they got him out of Oklahoma. That was the thing, was yards after catch.
Yeah, he doesn't mess around. I like guys like that.
The Eagles did you the biggest favor in the world when they drafted Jalen Rigor, the two guys, Justin Jefferson. That Rigor is terrible.
Touchdown.
Terrible.
Touchdown.
Oh, he got his feet down.
Yeah, he got him down. Look at his catch.
Yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant, Mink.
Wow, what a catch.
That's not even bad defense.
That's great defense.
That's great D.
That's a great pass and a great catch.
But sometimes in those situations, I wonder if you just go crazy and you elbow the guy in the head and you just get the pass interference call.
Well, for sure, because it's only going to move the ball up a half a yard.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I just wonder,
yeah.
I know in the moment you're not thinking that because you're thinking I'm going to make a play here.
Plus, also, maybe the defensive back thought that he was throwing the ball out of bounds. That ball was
Yeah,
way
that's
up there.
true. No, you're right. And in the moment, it's hard to Zerline made the extra point, T.
Yeah, he's going to miss one. Don't worry.
So that's disappointing for whodatnation. Hashtag whodatnation. Hashtag Rual. Hashtag crawfish. Hashtag Saints. Hashtag Boot Crew Media. That's a bad play right there for them. I feel bad because, I mean, the game isn't over, but Dallas moved right down on that.
You know, we talk about the flash, right? We talk about the flash, but that's where the Cowboys had 3 plays. One to Cooper was 40 yards.
Yeah.
One to Lamb was 30-something yards, and then one to Gallup. Those are their 3 receivers. They got 3 receivers.
Yeah, and now the line went up now. Wow, it's Dallas now minus 13.5.
Jesus.
The over-under went back up to 43.5. I still wouldn't take the minus 13.5, even though they're up by 7. I wouldn't do it.
No, but I mean, if the Saints can just score, they can make it a 7-7 game. But I don't know.
Let's see some stats here. Can I get individual stats on the where are we here? I want to see well, let me go back.
Look at
here he is.
Called Flash Props.
He's got a split like a popsicle stick on his finger. They put a popsicle stick. Remember when we just would take the popsicle stick?
That's where his hand went.
Oh, right on the.
Yeah.
And then it go on the helmet. It went on a guy's arm, but his arm's as hard as the helmet.
Yeah, their arms are rocks.
So remember we would put a popsicle stick split, some tape. That's what they did to him.
Yeah.
See, still the old school things work, you know.
Yeah, I remember.
Like, you know, you just put the splint on it.
No,
that's not a good start. False start.
Yeah, they can't afford penalties because they don't have a lot of big play capabilities.
No, you're right. You can't get behind the chains.
Hey, is Tom Myslinski, the Rome guy, is he still working in the NFL?
Yeah, I think he's I know he was the Jags strength and conditioning coach. He was the Browns strength and conditioning coach. I think he's on one of those. I think he's on the Jags.
Okay.
And that's why they're not doing too good.
Oh, that was a great catch.
Wow.
Man.
Who is that?
I don't know who that guy is.
It's a good throw, too.
Yeah, that was a great
See,
throw.
when you watch this Hill guy, you can't tell me that they thought Winston was going to be the answer. There's no way.
No.
There's no way.
But Winston can make that throw as well, though. Winston's got the arm for that throw.
Yeah, but he'd make the throw to the guy with the other jersey because he's colorblind.
Oh, yeah, I mean, just too many turnovers for sure. He did that even with the Saints earlier in the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That 1 year on the Bucks, he's like, woo, woo, woo.
All over the place. It was terrible.
I mean, how can you miss, you know, it's like, come on. What, another injury? The guy that just caught the ball. Everybody gets hurt just falling down now. These fields must be hard as rock.
It doesn't look that hard. I don't know what he did.
I know, but it's got to be. It's got to be hard.
He rolled his neck under.
Oh, God, that hurts. I roll my neck every night off the pillow, and it hurts. Right? I got a nice chiropractic pillow, but I got another pillow behind it, and sometimes as I fight at night with the pillows, I get the other pillow, and then I'm laying on that, and then I twist my neck like that.
Listen, I've slept and then turned over and injured my neck for like 2 weeks from sleeping.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I've been injured from sleeping.
I was thinking of wearing a brace, like the old school linebackers would wear, like Bosworth and those guys. I'd wear one of those neck things. Maybe it'd help. Like you didn't get all taped up, ready to go. Do you ever get cramps at night in your legs?
No, I don't get the cramps because I do all that yoga, so I drink so much of the water.
I drink a lot of water, but sometimes I still get the cramps.
Yeah, I don't get the cramps. So I don't have any beers. I don't have the big rolling rocks.
Yeah. That's true. That's the key. You're right.
It dehydrates your muscles.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Right? Yeah.
I need one of those rollers. I'm gonna take the rolling pin out of the kitchen that Kim uses to roll stuff with, and I'm gonna start rolling my legs with it. I think that works.
Well, they got the roller thing. They got the roller at the gym. They got those big rollers, but they got like they're like they got like these little ridges on them, right?
Yeah.
So you put it on the ground and then you roll your leg up and down the side. It's so painful. That's
why I think I just used the one from the kitchen.
Yeah,
the wood one. like after she makes a pie or something, and it's got flour on it, and just go right on my leg with it. All right, so you know what? I'll tell you right now, if you're in New Orleans right now, New Orleans, you're happy. It's 7-zip. It's not bad.
Well, you got the ball. What are you at midfield? So
I mean, you're at midfield. It's 7-0. Start the second quarter. Because I'm telling you right now, let me look at the stats of this game. The stats are like nothing. Crap.
Well, the Saints are having a hard time moving the ball, which was expected.
Well, you know, Prescott's got 97 yards.
Yeah, that's pretty good in the first quarter. He's on
7 to 10. He's 7 to 10 for 97. That was a very quiet 97.
Well, they dropped his first 2 passes.
Yeah, was that a quiet 97 yards though, ish? And Elliott's terrible.
No, that whole drive was all passing yards. The whole 70 yards was passing yards. So
he's got a 134.2 rating right now.
Yeah,
Elliott's terrible.
No,
he's got 5 yards. This guy's done.
Listen, don't even give him the ball.
He's not. I want to know when this guy, and I know people are going to say his offensive line sucks and this and this. The Vikings got a terrible offensive line too for ever since Cook got there. And Cook still seems to get yards. And can Elliott catch the ball? Does he catch it?
The ball, but you know how long it takes him to get open? If you run him out in a pattern, he's not fast.
He lumbers out there.
The best thing that Elliott does is he's a great blocker. He can pick up the blitz better than anyone I've ever seen. But that's not what you don't want your star tailback, running back, that has best quality be the pass protection. I mean,
yeah,
it's great if you're a good blocker. It's excellent skill, but he can't run the ball, so he's useless.
So in college, was it just he's slower than you think? Because in college.
He's way slower. In college, he had that. His last 3 games of college, they all went over 200 yards. He was busting off 80-yard runs. He's slow. He lost that speed.
And Cooper's got 1 for 40. Lamb's got 1 for 33. It's a nice. It's like nothing. It's good. It's only 7-zip. I mean, Hill's 6 for 10 for 62 yards. It's not bad.
No, Hill's been throwing the ball pretty well.
There's no running game on their end either, though.
No, but they weren't going to run. They're missing their 2 tackles.
Yeah, so even Ingram's not going to. This is going to be tough. I just want to know. I know what Dallas is going to do. They just showed you what they're going to do on that drive. I just want to know what the Saints. Where are they going to go? How are they going to maneuver this? If they're not going to have any running game.
Yeah.
And what does he say? What did he say? What did Mikey say? I'll take it. We're in this game. Taysom hasn't even got those legs warm yet.
Yeah, he's right. Mikey's right. He's right.
Well, how about a little RPO? How about just RPO? How about like some old college?
Here he goes. There you go, Mikey. There he goes. Oh, my goodness.
How about a little put in the gut, take it out, run it.
Oh, there you go.
That's what they have to do.
Yeah. See, look, they're on the 40-yard line, 50 to 30-yard line now.
How about a little option? A little option, he passes it, pitches it, or runs it. Let's do some RPO. Just let's get Dallas moving. And I even would do this. How about speed up a little bit? Right? How about a little 2-minute offense?
This guy's doing his job. Taysom Hill's definitely doing his job. Look at that good play. That's a good play.
There you go. Yeah, just like that. Go down.
I'm telling you, man. 7-7.
They're going to score here. Mikey, don't worry. All you people in NOLA, they're going to score here. The Saints are coming. They're going to score this. Come on, buffering. I'm so sick of the world buffering. Did the world stop?
The world.
Hey, there's Lawrence. He looks like he's into it.
Yeah, it's his first game back. Look at that.
Yeah, so he's not in playing shape, right, Tom?
Well, I mean, he's in shape for sure. I just don't know how long he could. Even before he got injured last year, he couldn't play the whole game.
Yeah.
They used to have to.
They woke up this drive. Is that Montgomery?
Yeah, that's Ty Montgomery, the guy from.
Yeah, he used to kill me when he was on the Packers. Kill me, that little guy.
He's good. He's from
All right, so right now, RPO, go wide.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah, see?
7-7. See?
Boom.
I tell you right now, soft.
These guys, see, they're showing up now. This is, see? You got to be excited about that. See, it's like, you know what? That's exactly what they have to do. They're going to be in this game all night.
That was easy.
Yeah.
That was easy. They plowed right in there.
Yeah, I mean, so it's just a matter of getting Hill outside a bit, a couple fakes. He runs it. He keeps him honest. He's got to run it a few times, and then he could throw it off of it if he doesn't run it, and that's what he did right there. I like him out of the pocket. He's got to be out of the pocket. I like out of the pocket. I know he can be in the pocket too, but all right, so this game, the over is still now in play for me. I'm coming back on that over, I think, at 45.
Well, we both.
If I get another touchdown this half, I'm right in it. Definitely.
Yeah.
Did Dak Prescott didn't get any rushing yards, though, T, yet.
No, he had that one opportunity, but he didn't run. He passed it. He would have got him.
Yeah. We got a commercial. What's this commercial? Oh, this commercial. I feel bad about this commercial. It's this girl with a snowman. A snowman's outside, and her brother was going to break the snowman apart, and she put it in the freezer. And then she put it in the cooler. Like the snowman survives the whole year. But then
over it.
Yeah, it's attached to the snowman. But look, so the snowman survived the whole year, goes back out there. Her brother still looks angst. And look, some wise-ass kid hits the snowman. After a whole year of her keeping the snowman, she's got parental skills, this girl. But then they put the snowman together. And I guess that's a holiday commercial. Oh, this is my favorite commercial.
JB Smooth. He's great, right?
I love this guy.
He's great. Everyone loves JB, man. He's a
and Patton Oswalt's in this.
Yeah. What does JB say? This is my Caesars, I give you my app. I give this to you.
Hey, one guy's got a Caesar salad. You see the guy, one of his guys got a Caesar salad.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, one of his guys had a Caesar salad. Well, you know what he says in one of them? He's playing roulette, and he goes, I can't take this game everywhere. He goes, but I can because I got a guy. And then they show one of his, guys, his helpers. So he goes, I give you this app, and you can take the games everywhere. I love him. He's fantastic. What's this commercial about? Oh, look at it. It's Murray, Tommy.
I don't have that. I got the game back on.
Oh, I got a nice commercial here where the Arizona Cardinal quarterback, it's a Rocket Mortgage commercial. I don't know what that had to do with mortgage. He just was throwing the ball around in a virtual game. But I guess there's something to do with buying a house with that. All right, there we are. There we are. There's the river. Or the bay. It's one of the two, right? All right, here we go. He did good, that Hill. He's there. Hill's going to be the guy now for them.
Yeah.
They got a good team. When Kamara comes back, they got Hill. They're going to have to solve their wide receiver issue next year. Because Williams, it's over. Right? I mean, what are they going to do? Their top guy is not coming back, correct? T?
No,
it's over. It's over. So they got to find. You think they got to draft a first round wide out?
Well, yeah, they're not going to bring Thomas back. He's not coming back.
So do you think they gotta draft a first round wideout?
Yeah,
maybe
they're going to get one of those guys from Ohio State.
Oh my God, if they get that,
yeah, that's what they're going to do.
There's that Vander Boschy guy from Boise State. All right, here we go. Dak Prescott under center. What's that? A wing tee? Are they in a wing tee?
I haven't heard that in forever.
What is that? A wing tee? Isn't it the wing tee? Or the wishbone? That was the wishbone, maybe. CeeDee Lamb. The wishbone was one guy in the front and two guys in the back. Tom, the wishbone, one in the front, two in the back.
Yeah, one in the front, two in the back.
Yeah, so the wing tee wasn't it two guys in the front and one in the back?
Well, no, the wing tee was, I thought, the two wing backs behind the tackles.
So they did two guys. They weren't really right behind the tackles.
Yeah, behind the tackles, and then something like that. I don't know.
That was like a reverse.
But they
wishbone.
would pass out of it. They would hand it off to the wing back, and the wing back would pass.
That was an interesting formation. They did like a reverse wishbone.
Yeah.
They had two guys in front, in the backfield, one guy behind him, and then the QB under center. I've never seen that. It's something. Maybe they use that at Arkansas. Maybe the Hogs use that, and Jerry Jones puts that in just to stroke himself.
I know. You think Jerry Jones is actually putting in plays?
Oh, yeah, he doesn't care. As long as it strokes his ego a bit, he'll love it. All right, let's go here. What plays are you? You're a play ahead of me. Prescott back. Man, the ball's moving now, buddy.
Yeah, Prescott's moving the ball.
I think the Cowboys have said, we can't run. We suck on the ground. And we're throwing the football, and that's that.
They can't run.
And I know why they're doing that too. They're figuring they're going to get the defensive line maybe a little more tired, and the Saints got a good defensive line. And if they're not going to have, they're just not going to run the ball on them. They're just going to. Well, they ran at that time. It doesn't matter. But I think
they gained 1 yard in the run.
Hey, I think there's we got a new guy in here. I think he's related to M.E.B.
Oh, that's Michael's brother?
I don't know, or maybe his father. Or his cousin.
That's hilarious.
He's been a Saints fan his whole life. Who dat? I like that. I love the who dat. I think the who dat is like tied with Skull. Like I love people. You can just walk around anywhere in America and you can go, who dat? Who dat? And everyone knows what you're talking about, especially Saints fans. I walk into a store the other day up in upstate New York. I had to go see my mom, T. And I go up there and there's this kid in line at a convenience store. And he's got a Viking jersey on. And I don't have anything on that says Vikings. I walk past him, Tom, and I go, Skull. And you know what he did? He looked up, he goes, that's right, baby. That's all I had to say. I go, Skull. And so I'm brothers with him now. We were brothers. I was like, right then, even though I didn't have the gear on, he was like, this guy's one of mine. And he goes, that's right, baby. Like that. So who dat? You can just do who dat, and everybody just knows you're in that group. You're part of them. I love those little things. There's not a lot of those out there. Who dat, Skull. Like it's one thing to say the team name. Saying the name doesn't mean nothing. You got to have, if you can have another phrase that's synonymous with your team and everybody knows it, forget it. All right, T, let's watch a couple of these plays and tell me what you think. Elliott's in. All right.
They're trying a 50-yard field goal.
Yeah.
55 yards. He ain't gonna make this.
He ain't gonna make it. No way.
He ain't gonna make this. This guy's
no, because his leg's been off. This guy.
Oh, he made it.
He got lucky.
He got lucky.
I got this new beard oil I've been using, Tom.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's from Italy.
Oh, how'd you get that online?
Yeah, I got it online. This beard oil's Poraso. It's got cypress and lavender in it. Because, you know, the beard can get rough, like tight and rough, and it's almost like having pubic hair on your face sometimes. So you got to get the beard oil to smooth it up. And it smells good, too. Kim got it for me. I think it was a hint. I think she was hinting at something, that I wasn't managing it well enough.
Okay.
But wait till one day when I surprise her, and in the middle of the night, I wake up and I go shave. And then she wakes up in the morning next to me and she fucking freaks out like she's in someone else's place and she doesn't know what happened and somebody else took her home somewhere.
Well,
she doesn't even know where she
How long
is.
would it take to grow that? Like a few months?
Then you got to then you brush it.
Yeah.
This is boar's head. Boar's head.
Does James Harden do all that? Does he treat his?
Oh, James Harden is hipster crazy beard guy. He's got probably shampoo for it, special conditioner, the beard oil, and he's probably got a way better brush than mine. This is like a dog brush. He uses on dogs.
It does look like it's well kept.
So yeah, see, his is unbelievable.
Yeah.
So you're supposed to brush it like this, and if you brush it, you know, it's like anything. You got to brush your hair. You know, remember Marsha Brady would brush her hair like 500 times before bedtime. So you got to brush your hair. So you got to brush this thing, and it activates it, and it makes it good. I was gonna get the Soul Glow. Remember the movie Coming to America, and that guy had that Soul Glow. Remember that? Like it was a Afro sheen.
Yeah.
But Kim wouldn't let me use that. She said it'd be greasy. She didn't want it to be like, she didn't want it to glisten. She didn't want me to go outside and it'd be like a Christmas tree, like glistening. She goes, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. I said, okay, all right. So I want to know what Brian wants to know. Like Brian is Michael's pops. So Brian, I would love Brian.
Been a Saints fan all his life. How old is he? Because if he's 60 years old, he's had a tough life. If he's 30 years old, he's had a good life. Like how old is Brian?
Well, I don't know. I don't really need to ask him that. What we should do is Brian should tell us his favorite Saints moment in history, like back in the day.
That's going to be when the guy had the pick six against Peyton Manning to clinch the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but maybe he can even go back farther. Maybe it's Dempsey kicking that field goal with his half a hook.
Not that old. We didn't even see that.
Well, I don't know, but I'd like to know from Brian if he could send us a message and tell us what's his most, you know, what Saints moment way back in the day was his best moment. The other day I was watching a game from the Saints in 1984. They played the Cowboys on a Monday Night Football special on Sunday Night Football. And you know who one of the quarterbacks on the Saints was?
In 1984?
Yeah. He came in. He came in as a substitute.
Stabler.
Yes, Kenny the Snake came in.
Yeah.
And the funny thing was, I was watching the game, and
Phillips traded for him.
Yeah, and they had George Rogers and Earl Campbell in the backfield.
Yeah.
Either one. It's like pick your poison. Yeah. My God, can you imagine playing defense?
But Earl Campbell was done then, though.
He still was chugging around that guy.
Yeah, he was nothing back then.
So Brian, if you could please send us a message if you're still there. Or Michael, tell us what your dad's favorite Saints moment was in history. That Harris guy's quick. He's a little water bug.
I think he's the punt returner, kick returner guy. So yeah, they want to get him the ball. They for sure want to get him the ball.
I like him. He's quick. I like the water bug players. I love the water bug. See? All right, here you go. I told you. I knew that. I mean, you know, old men in sweats. This guy's older. He knows his shit.
Well, I didn't see it.
Ready?
Yeah.
There you go. I told you.
He's Barry. That was in the 60s or something.
He was at the game.
Wait a second. I mean,
he was at the game. I believe it. That was at what stadium? That was the old
It was at Tulane Stadium.
Yeah, Tulane Stadium, where the Green Wave play. And I got to say something about the Tulane Green Wave. Their uniforms, they got some of the best uniforms. I love they got that blue helmet, light blue. I love the logo, the wave. I don't know if that's like a SpongeBob. It looks like a SpongeBob in the logo, like riding the wave, and the green. Those two colors, you would think, this looks terrible. I one time I thought that's not gonna look good. But then I looked at it, I watched one of their games, and it looks really nice. You know, it's really, really something.
It was 1970.
Okay. So maybe he was 5 at the game.
So that's
His dad brought him to the game.
all right. So that's only 50. It's only 52 years ago. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right. So
Maybe he's 10 years old.
He was a kid. Okay.
I think that's cool that he saw that. That's like, and who broke his record? The Raven guy.
I think the guy who originally broke it was the guy for Denver, Prater.
Oh yeah, Prater.
Yeah.
Yep. And then
And now the Ravens guy has it.
yeah, that guy's like a machine.
So ask Mr. Bergeron here. Before Dempsey lined up to kick that, was everybody in the stands saying he ain't gonna make this? Everybody saying this.
I'd like to know that. Yeah. Well, because but
saying he ain't gonna make, because the other thing is the goalpost was on the goal line. It wasn't back then. So when he kicked it, he was on like the 33. He was on the 37.
he's in the locker room. He was in the locker room kicking it. I wonder if he had a plate in that foot.
Oh, he must have.
I bet you he had something in that shoe, some kind of plate that ball bounced.
He probably had a retractable with a spring.
So see, here's Brian. Okay, Brian's back. See, he says, I'm not ashamed of my age. I'm 63 years old. You know what? You go, Brian. See?
Brian was 11 years old or 10 years old when that kick happened.
We love you, Brian.
Great, Brian.
Old Men in Sweats. Brian is an official Old Men in Sweats. We love you. You're right, Brian, because age don't matter. And you may not know this artist, this musical artist, but I'm sure your son knows. There was a beautiful woman who died tragically back in the 90s named Aaliyah. And she had a song that was age ain't nothing but a number. And that's all it is. And age ain't nothing but a number. But she was unbelievable. And Brian, we appreciate you being here. But does Brian think that, Brian's son, wait a minute. Oh, the family is in on this. Michael says he did have a plate. And I believe that.
I knew that.
I think he did.
But go back to Brian. What was the conversation when they were lining up for a 63-yard field goal between Brian's father or his grandfather, whoever brought him to the game? What were the people saying? Like, he ain't gonna make this, or were they saying we got a chance? Like,
Brian, could you let us know that? Like, did you turn to your father and go, this guy with a half a foot's got no chance, or did people go, no, we're gonna uplift him and he's got a plate in his foot that's gonna cheat? I mean, is that cheating?
No, it wasn't cheating. I mean, that was a great kick. I mean, back then they were doing all kinds of things. They were when they had the arm pads, they had the steel plate in it. Remember when they broke their arm? They put a steel plate in the arm pads. They were doing all kinds of stuff like that.
Yeah. I'm trying to get some in live action. I just want to see if there's any DraftKings app. Go download the DraftKings app, deposit $5, make $1 minimum bet. Use the promo code O.M.I.S. I want to see if there's any inline.
They got Elliott in the game. Give the ball to Elliott.
Yeah, right. That's a disaster.
Yeah.
All right, let's see here. We'll wait for Michael O'Brien's answer. What they thought, was he going to make that field goal or not? I would imagine the crowd was like, there's no way he's going to make that. And did they make it? It was the Lions, right? They played the Lions.
Yeah.
That game was against the Detroit Lions.
Of course it was. Every 60-yard field goal, I think, was against the Lions.
Yeah, yeah. That was definitely against the Lions. I don't know how I remember that, but I remember it.
Well, he was only on the Saints for 1969 and 1970, so he was only on the Saints for those 2 seasons.
Yeah.
So we didn't really know him that well. I mean, it wasn't like, couldn't have been like that he was like a super experienced guy then.
Yeah.
How did he kick it 63 yards? That's crazy.
Well, I don't know. Because, he wasn't in shape. You could tell. He was a little dumpy guy. It wasn't like he was a soccer player. I don't know. I don't know. Isn't his shoe in the?
What's weird is he passed away in last year during COVID. I wonder if he passed
did?
away because of COVID.
Well, isn't his shoe in the Pro Football Hall of Fame?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Is the plate? They probably took the plate out.
Yeah, no plates.
Yeah, they took the plate out. There's no way to Pro Football.
He passed away. He was a victim of COVID.
That's so sad.
Yeah. He was one of 15 residents at a New Orleans senior residence to test positive for the virus. He died right at the height of the COVID.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
No, that's sad. No, all right, we gotta have a moment here because that's sad, man. That guy, wow. He's always gonna live though in history. The guy everyone knows him.
He's a California guy. He went to high school in Encinitas in San Diego.
Wow.
Yeah, he's a California guy. College at Palomar. Yeah. That's too sad, man.
Yeah, that's too bad, but he'll live on, that guy. It is sad.
Yeah.
I mean, we got on this subject obviously because
we're celebrating him today. That was one of the greatest plays in Saints history. So we're celebrating him.
Yeah. And Brian says that, if you were a true Saints fan, you had to believe that he'd make it. I get you.
That's great, Brian.
I get you. No, you had to believe you would make that.
Yeah, you're right.
So God bless. Rest in peace.
Yep.
Mr. Dempsey.
All right, buddy. Listen, I'm going to have to sign off here and get going, too.
All right. Let me see this last play. Wait a minute. That's it. Look. Where are you? Did you just see the sack?
Yeah. Yeah, I see the sack. And now they got the ball.
6 minutes.
Telling you, man, the Saints are playing a good game. Just what I said, buddy.
So 10-7. I mean, it's a good game. There's going to be a great second half. I know you got to go early. We're going to check out early, but right now I know we're still on the DraftKings app. We still got our good 6.5 going. I still got my over 45 going. I think that still could work if I could get another score here. And your Prescott under yardage passing is going to be tough, T, but we won't be around for the second half to make a second half wager or to player props in the second half. But right now, I want to do something crazy. I'm going to look at just one alternate spread. And I'm going to look at the Saints. And I'm thinking, what if? There's some good ones here. So the Saints are down by 3, right?
Yeah.
3. What if you take the Saints right now? We got them plus 6.5. You take them minus 2.5. It's plus 310.
Minus 2.5?
Yeah. So I got them 6.5. If I take them minus 2.5, if they win by 3.
Oh yeah, you mean playing in the middle there? Yeah,
I could win a plus 310. Yeah. I'm taking a minus 2.5 right now. I don't think 2.5's too much to ask.
Yeah, I like
and because I already got the 6.5.
Look at this guy. Look at this guy go.
Oh, I missed it.
Whoa. The Saints are killing them.
You're still a play ahead of me.
Yeah, the Saints are killing them.
No, but you're still a play ahead of me. I don't know how you're a play ahead of me. Can you watch one more play?
Yeah, I can watch one more play.
All right, last play. What the heck is that? That was a bad penalty.
Yeah, that was a bad penalty.
That was a bad play. Okay, so we're going to sign off right now. We appreciate everyone that came on, everyone that commented, everybody who was part of this. Appreciate our fellow brother in Old Men in Sweats, Brian. Thank you, Brian, for sharing your thoughts on Mr. Dempsey, the kick. I love that. I love the history of that stuff. I still like the Saints. I still think they're going to cover. I still like my prop bet for minus 2.5 for the game 2 plus 310. And we're going to have to go early here, but obviously everyone's got to watch the game. You got to really obviously watch the game because you can watch us, but we're watching the game too, obviously.
Yes.
So that's the thing. So that's it for everybody. Remember to please subscribe to us on all our pod platforms, all our video platforms, social media at Old Men of Sweats. And remember, all you youngins out there and all you older people that love sports out there in the world of sports, remember this. And remember always this about us. We won't try harder next time. So
Don't even ask.
So don't even ask. People of Las Vegas, stay sweaty. All right, T, thank you for being here. Had a great time. How's your eyeball? Your eye good?
It's okay, buddy. I'm surviving. I got the glass out.
All right, good.
Okay, yeah.
That's another story we'll share next time in our injury segment, in our MD injury segment, because we're going to go through some NFL injuries next week, and we're going to go through Tommy's injuries as the $6 million man, as they rebuild him. He can be rebuilt. Okay, I'm watching one last play, but I don't think anything. All right, it was nothing. All right, thank you again, everybody. Old Men of Sweats, Barry D and Tommy T signing off. Thursday Night Football, Cowboys, Saints. Enjoy the second half.
All right, buddy.
All right, take care, everybody. Adios.